Hello and welcome to the W. Mason Coaches Report on GoHofstra.com. Joined as always by the head coach of the Hofstra baseball program, John Russo. Coach, welcome.
Hey, thanks for having me, Len.
Since we last spoke, busy week for the Pride. 3-game series at Northeastern, and then 2 home games earlier this week before starting a series tonight, later this afternoon against Towson. So let's just get into it. A 1-2 weekend at Northeastern. You win the opener, and then drop the next 2, and then a split with Monmouth, a win, and then lost to Fairfield. Just tell us, the last week, what have you seen from your team?
I think we're playing really good baseball. I know we're only 2-3 in those games, but I think Northeastern is as good a team as we playing them on the road. I think they have a great home field advantage. Their field's really tough to play at. I think if the series is here, we maybe win in 2 or 3 games there because we hit a lot of balls harder than they did, and it's 434 to dead center. I think Vito Freesia on the weekend would have had 5 home runs himself. He walks away with 1, and so it could have been different, but really happy with how we played. 3 really good baseball games. When 2 good teams play each other, it's just a couple little things that, the difference, and Northeastern did a better job of it, but definitely got 1. Would have liked to have gotten 2. Played really good against Monmouth on Tuesday. Got a great pitch game from, Fiallo and Anderson, and Steven came in and threw really well, and then I thought Dan Page closed it out really well. We got a couple big 2-out hits, which we hadn't been getting a lot of this year. Austin Pollock showed up leading off that day for us, and I think he really set the tone with his leadoff homer and scored a couple runs that game and stole a couple bags, and we put 11 base runners on that game, and then he came back, had another really good game on Wednesday, and then we put another 17 base runners on base. So, we're really starting to get it going a little bit offensively. Lost a tough game on Wednesday, but I thought we had a couple miscues that really hurt us, and other than that, we could have won that game also.
You mentioned, Austin Pollock having great. Go back to Northeastern Series, that the win, Jack Jett starts, goes 2 1/3, I believe, and then Jimmy Joyce comes out of the bullpen and goes the rest of the way. Really, his longest outing, his best outing, gets his first career win. How important is Jimmy Joyce to this team, both on the mound and then, playing the field when he's not pitching?
Jimmy's been important since he's been a commit here. I think we all know what kind of player, how much talent he has. Never really got it going last year. Had an okay summer, not a great summer. Had an okay fall, not a great fall. Get it going a little bit hitting-wise early this year, not so much pitching. And, about a week ago, Jimmy and I just had a talk about everything and, what's the difference. And, his mindset on Friday night was incredible. It was back to what he was in high school. And the fact of, we knew he was going to get in a little bit of trouble. He's not your conventional 1, 2, 3 pitcher. He's going to get the bases loaded every once in a while, but he knew how to get a double play ball. Got the bases loaded again, got another double play ball, and then he really cruised the last 4.5 innings there. And I thought he was awesome, as good as he's pitched here, but as good as anyone has pitched for us stuff wise. And Jack Jett continues to amaze me. I mean, Friday night umpire behind the plate, tight zone, really good team, and he came out just throwing really well with a lot of confidence. And I saw a different Jack Jett this past Friday. It was a lot guy more with passion and anger and wasn't a guy out there, looking around and trying to figure it out. I thought he had it figured out and was really pitching really well. And some of the stuff he has is as good as anybody in the country, not Hofstra. So they were really big. They'll go again, here game 1 in this series, and then we got to get Ryan Rue and Michael James back to getting to what they've done all year.
Let's turn our attention to this series. 3 games starting today at 3 o'clock, and over the weekend, games at 1 o'clock on Saturday and Sunday. Tigers come in also 1-5 in the league. What does this matchup present for Hofstra?
I think it's the fairest matchup on paper, probably in all the CAA. I mean, we're almost carbon copies of each other. We hit about the same, we pitch about the same, we play defense about the same. We look the same. We got both our first wins last weekend in conference. Both of us need the weekend series win this weekend. I mean, we know that as a team, and I think they know that, so it's easy to talk about. They've really started to play small ball a lot here in the last week and a half. A lot of bunts, a lot of squeezes, a lot of safety squeezes. Really trying to force the issue with runs, and that'll be different. We haven't played much of that type of team this year, and so we got to practice a little bit on it. We've practiced on it all year. It'll be just different facing it, and the bigger key when stuff like that happens is just to contain the inning and not let the inning get any bigger. Sometimes a safety squeeze is the hardest thing in baseball to defend, and sometimes you just got to give up the run and take the out if it's executed properly. If it's not executed properly, you get the out at the plate and get yourself out of the jam. So it's a high risk, high reward type of scenario, but it seems that's the direction Towson is headed to go here, of recent. So, it's going to be a really fair matchup. I think both teams are playing better, both teams are playing well, so it's going to kind of be like our Northeastern series. It's going to come down to a couple breaks. Who does the bigger stuff better? Who makes less critical mistakes?
All right, and that all begins today at 3 p.m. Live stats, live audio available on GoHofstra.com. And you've been watching the WB Mason Coaches Report with John Russo. Thanks.